What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to another live with Christopher and Scott Goyette. What's up, Scott? How you doing, brother?
How are you, Chris? How's everything going?
I am challenged. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just running. Just got off a coaching call. Yeah, it's just crazy. I got another coaching call at 3. Got a show at 5. Yeah, it's all good. How are you?
Same, man. I just had a really interesting interview with Vic Feazell, who he was actually there's a Netflix show called The Confession Killer, and long story short, he was I don't know if you want to say star, because it's an actual reality show. Not reality, it's just real life. So I interviewed him. That was great, running from one thing to another, and here we are.
Here we are. What's up, Cindy? So nice to see you. You mean clothes change? What's that? I don't understand what she says. Clothes change. I'm wearing the same clothes I usually do. Actually, it's a V-neck kind of. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, Scott's wearing his go up now. What do you mean, Cindy? What's up, Larry? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, dude, I can't even believe it's already Thursday.
I know. Tomorrow's Friday. We got the show. This week has blown by. I already got a full week next week, so I'm with you, man.
Yeah. No, I know. It's great. Has your week been good?
It's good. It's good. It's been productive. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I don't know about you, but one of the things that's been happening to me, it was crazy. I had a half hour before I was supposed to record my show, and I started typing something, and I literally thought I had like a half hour left. And I looked up, I have 2 minutes before I'm supposed to get on that Zoom with that guy. And I swear to God, Chris, I thought at the most I'd been typing for 3 minutes. I'm literally looking around going, how is someone just stealing time? It was the craziest thing. And I was talking to Vic, and he said the same thing. He goes, there's something going on in the universe right now where someone's just messing with time. Like they're fast forwarding the clocks and messing with us. Because Chris, there's no question in my mind, at the most it was 5 minutes. And it was 28 minutes had gone by. I was like, there's no way. So
yeah, it does that. It does that too. I mean, just for me, when it gets to be August, I get this anxiety like it's going to be December in a minute. It's like literally back in my job when I was in the corporate career, September through December was always kind of hell months for us. We had to do budgets, we had to do physical inventory, we had a bunch of stuff that we had to do. So in my mind, for 26 years, I always knew that that's what I did. But now it's just like, it's September, then all of a sudden it's Halloween, then it's Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas, and then it's going to be 2021 again, which I'm not mad at. I'm ready for 2021 because 2020 has been a very challenging and growth inspiring year for many of us, right?
Did you see the post I had today? For some reason, I thought it was pretty funny. It goes, can we just all admit that we're all completely wrong when we said this is where we thought would be 5 years from now in 2015? Because it's essentially, everyone's like, where are you going to be in 5 years? In 2015, nobody said this. There's no way that anybody goes, I think there's going to be a pandemic. I'll probably be stuck at home trying to figure out what the hell's going on in this world. There's a good chance nobody predicted this. And if you did, I want to know your information. Tell me what the numbers are going to be tonight for the lottery, and I'm playing them.
I know, man. I mean, seriously. When you were saying that, I was thinking, and the entire world is going to be up in arms over masks, and not the masks that we wear every day and pretending to be somebody that we're not. And we're gonna be fighting over masks and stuff like that. But it's like I told other people, and I was just talking with somebody a little bit ago. It's just like everything comes up for a reason, and it comes up for those challenges and those opportunities for us to reflect and kind of dig in deep. And personally, me, I've been having a tough week emotionally, and like Cindy said, Jupiter in line or something like that. Yeah, I don't know what it is, and you and I have talked about it a little bit, but it when you go through those periods, and you've gone through them too, is it's just a time for reflection, but it's also a time for self-love and to care. And it's like, okay, what needs nourishing, what is missing, or hey, maybe it's just an emotional thing or just something that's going on in the universe. But you get through those things, and you just look at them as challenges and try to have a different perspective. At least that's what I'm trying to do. But definitely frustrating week, but it's all good. I'm excited for our show tomorrow night and talking with Scott Marshall.
Yeah.
And really dig into the Woolsey album that he's got going on.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun too. I mean, anytime that you do this as well as I, when you have those moments you're not feeling good, just to plug into some good music, whatever moves you, and to look at someone behind the scenes creating that music, knowing how it's going to affect other people in a good way or an emotional way. It's pretty fun because music does heal. And so many times when I'm like, I don't feel good or whatever, I forget to turn on music sometimes. And then whenever I put it on, like you put on that favorite song, you grab something to eat, and all of a sudden you're like, all right, okay. So we just need to do more of that. And Scott's going to have a lot to talk about with that and tell the inspiration behind his music, some of the amazing people he's worked with. So it's going to be super cool. I'm excited about that.
And for those of you guys watching now and watching later, the thing I love about it is that he took and he made that album with his band Life Size, and that he's donating 100% of the profits to the Woolsey Fire charity that he was involved in, that he got evacuated out of. So he's going to be talking to us about mindset and how you deal with uncertainty and unpredictability and trying to, what are your priorities in that last 2 minutes of trying to decide what's the most important thing for you to take in your life. So I think it's going to be a great discussion in overall. But yeah, I mean, going back to your point about music, I mean, you know me, I've got tattoos and music all over me. I mean, I'm in my music studio, everything. It's like, for me, I always have music going on. I mean, literally, if I don't, like today, I really haven't had much music going on. Because I know that's a time for me to think. If I'm in this kind of weird funk, sometimes I'll use music to get out of it. And sometimes I'll just say, okay, you just got to listen to your brain, Chris, and figure out what's going on. But yeah, music, the rhythm, it's like you get into it and it's like, oh yeah, you remember that. And it's like, okay, what was I thinking about again? Oh, yeah, I was thinking about something stupid. Yeah. And you just, I mean, for me, one thing I used to do when I used to commute is by the time I would get to my job, I would be already tired. And so for the last 10-15 minutes, I had a playlist called the morning playlist, and I just listened to these songs and just bounced in my car and just sang, like Hanson, Bop, ABBA, anything that was crazy, some discos, anything that would just like get me just like, just kind of like
sing along songs. Yeah,
I would get out of the car with a little skip in my jump, and yeah, it was good. So music has always been my religion, my healing facet. So it'll be really exciting to talk to him about that.
No, I agree. I'm looking forward to it. The other thing that's funny that, you're talking about life being challenging right now, and, you have a challenging week, it could be a challenging month, whatever. I've really been taking note of, the coaching program that we're going to do. I've been taking note that I really do, I'm not just preaching it, I'm practicing it. Every single one of these tools in the tool belt, I've been watching them pop up this week. So, again, the things that we're going to be teaching with the listen, observe, voice, and empathize, and forgive, eliminate beliefs that no longer serve you, accept yourself and others, where you're at in the journey, and then rising up and being resilient. It's actually hilarious how they organically show up when I'm, speaking to somebody on, one of my podcast interviews, when I'm talking to my wife about, hey, how do I fix this? And you start going, there it is, there it is, there it is. And the thing is, once you create the tool and you've built it, it starts showing up as a response. So it's an organic healing, building, elevation response. So it's pretty cool. It's really cool, because one of the things, you and I were talking about when we're bringing this to, our group who's going to take the program, I'm doing it independently. I've got some individual clients that I'm watching it work with. I can't wait, because here's what I think. If it's working with me and a lot of this stuff that I built, and then the things that you're bringing in to, simultaneously, it's working with an individual. Imagine when we've got 12 people together with accountability coaches, plus both of us. Like I'm literally, every time I start getting down, I start getting excited, because I can see it playing out, and I can see if it's working this well here, what's it going to look like when you have the full support group built in to start? It's just, it's pretty awesome. It's intense, actually.
Yeah, and I have it in my. I'm a visual person, so I put a vision in my head, and I see a Zoom call, and I see all the boxes, and I just see everybody engaging and kind of like just getting fired up about it. Because I mean, essentially, this is something I did I do it last year or the year before? I had a group coaching program year before, and I started it in October, and I did it. And basically, it was, instead of doing like your New Year's resolutions that you do, okay, I'm going to do them on the last week in December. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it a 6-month program from October. So it was October, November, December, January, February, March. So it was like before New Year's resolutions and a little bit after. So it was like, I got people prepped, and then I got people on the backside. And this is just another amazing opportunity for people to get involved in that and get, we've been through the COVID, everything. We've been through the Black Lives Matter. We're going through all these different things, but hopefully people are at the point now where like, okay, I thought it was going to be over. I thought I was going to go back to normal, but things aren't going to be normal. So I might as well, pony up. Like Jose said on my show on Tuesday night, he's like, I'm training to become a boxer because I'm training for the biggest fight of my life. And he's not fighting anybody. He's fighting for what it is that he's got to go through, whatever's next in his life. And I thought that was just so massive So the opportunity that we're giving to people to join this and to be a part of that is like, okay, do you want to set yourself up for success? Do you really, really want to get out of your own headspace and out of the victim mindset or out of whatever's not working for you? Then come and join us, for 12 weeks to be able to, have a program, especially with both of us, like you said, both of us coaching and then everybody coaching each other. I mean, it's going to be an amazing, I believe it's going to be an amazing family. And that's some things I've seen in my own group coaching programs and then group coaching programs I've been in. Even the one I was in a couple of years ago, still friends with most of the people. We had like 8 people there and we still touch base, and I was in a group coaching program. So yeah.
So you're 100% right. And one of the things that is getting me excited, because I've been doing some research and study on it, what ends up happening is right now we're literally in a space of ascension. So we've got, groups of people in this world right now, and there's people who are holding on to the earth. They're literally just gripping the earth and gripping this world so tightly. And when you do that, you're in emotions like anger, guilt, shame, and you're holding on, saying like, I'm not enough and I'm not this. The minute you elevate to interest, that's when you're listening to us saying, I might do that coaching thing, but I don't know. They're kind of like sitting at this frequency where they're like, I don't know if the money, they're all the earthly things. They're starting to say, I'm not sure if I can do it, or I've got other things, or maybe next time, like all the classic BS. All you're doing is you're just refusing ascension. You're literally just sitting in this space and holding and refusing it. The minute, and this is what's going to happen, the minute you start to get into a place from fear into curiosity, it's literally like they're right next to each other. Fear's here. The second you step into that space of curiosity and you say, I'm just going to do it. What does this sound like, right? This sounds like the jump, the free fall, right? This literally is it. And here's the thing. And then in the air, what we're going to do is we're literally going to be handing you tools to increase your vibration. Here's what's going to happen when you increase your vibration. And I've been doing a lot of research on this and studying. It's very interesting. One of the things that I never truly understood as a kid is, why does a monk go try to become, enlightened on a mountain all by themselves? And what I'm really starting to see as I elevate in consciousness and as my vibration rises, I'm noticing the bounce back when something negative happens and how quickly I can return to center. And it's starting to just become a better process. And when I'm returned to center, no matter what is going on around me, I can literally just feel this amazing energy. And everyone I end up connecting with, what I notice is I notice their energy rise without depleting mine when I'm in balance. And this is everything that we're teaching. It's that whole put the mask on first so you can, all I know is when I'm there, my energy is overflowing. So you're not stealing my energy. It's just overflowing and you're receiving it. And within that energy, it's literally just an invitation to a higher vibration. So I would suggest this: if you're sitting in a space right now where you're saying, I'm in a place of fear, or I don't know, or, uncertainty, step into curiosity, jump into this. And I'm going to say this 1,000 times before we complete this program. You will not regret this. The only way you'd regret it is if you don't commit to it. If you come in and just do like a tenth of it and then walk away. But again, I doubt if you step from fear to curiosity, I doubt that you're going to do that. I suggest just get in it, own it, and just have a blast growing. Because it's going to be, here's the other thing, and I'll share this because I haven't told anybody this yet, including you, Chris, I don't think. Secrets. Yeah. So there will be homework. Okay. So hopefully everybody is in checkout right now. And it's going to be conducted the way a college course would. So let's say, we have our Monday night and we're going to be meeting, for an hour and a half. So in that meeting, one of the things we're going to be giving you, the homework is actually going to be fun. Now, we're going to give you very specific meditations that are 5-minute guided meditations. Now, I've been using some that I've found that fit very nicely with instructions, but Chris, I don't want to use other people's material. So I'm going to make them perfect, and I'm going to record them over the next month. So they get guided meditations from me that specifically fit the love and the fear model. So we're doing
voice for it too.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to get all like
voice for it too. People tell me that like, damn, I listened to him. I'm like, like you're like, and he's like, and if you sit there and you watch, you will see that the love model will come and it'll fill your heart with so many blossoming feelings and emotions, and your cheeks will feel rosy. Ladies and gentlemen, you will feel funky.
Okay. I
That's
think
so
you're
true.
recording them. I'm gonna write them. You record them. I actually like that better. That was good.
Well, I could be my sexy. I could be my sexy voice. I used to do that, but no, it's so true, dude. What you're saying. No, I'm not gonna do my sexy voice right now. No, you know, I remember a very, very important time in my life. It was back in 2013, and it was a Saturday, and I was going to go to a Toastmasters competition, and I wasn't competing at that point. This is when I was in Toastmasters, but I remember there was this guy. His name was Craig Duswalt, and there was the Rockstar marketing boot camp thing or something like that. I'm like, Rockstar, you know, he knew he was the manager of Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses. I'm like, you know, I'm doing the kick-ass thing. I'm like, I'm gonna go check this guy out. I really didn't feel like it. I didn't want to go to Toastmasters anymore. It's just a different kind of group. But I was like, you know what, just show up. Just go show up, Chris. If you don't like it, just come home. And so I went there and I showed up and I got to see some things. And all of a sudden I went to his little breakout session. And in there, he's talking about stuff. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. And he's like, okay, you know, it's going to cost this and it's cost this and you're going to get this. And I'm like, and he comes up with a price tag and he says, and it's funny. He says $997. My first thought was like, oh, forget that. Jesus, that's like $1,000 or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I said, no, well, maybe, let me think. And, you know, it was really a really great offer. And so then he goes, what was it? He goes, text me your phone number, you know, and I'm giving 2 of these away. And so in my brain, I'm like, I never win these things. I never, text it. I'm texting with my wife, you know, while he's talking. She's like, what time are you gonna be home? And all of a sudden he's talking. He goes, okay, I'm gonna text 2 people in here. You guys are gonna win, you know, access to my boot camp. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening. And I'm like, all of a sudden my phone buzzes and I'm like, what number is that? And I look up and I'm like, me? And he goes, yeah, you. And I'm like, oh my God. Because I had talked to him before. I said, this is why I'm here and this is what I'm interested in. So we had already connected. So I go to the boot camp and I'm sitting there for 3 days and he gets to the end. He's like, okay, I've got this mastermind. And then, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, I dug everything that he was about. I dug everything, all the people there. I mean, it was so great. And I'm like, okay, I got this far, not having to pay any money. And so he comes out, I've got this mastermind. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, it's $5,000 for the year. And I'm like, $5,000? Are you kidding me? $5,000. I could go get my 69 Charger fixed. I could get my interior fixed. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. And I was sitting there and I was coming from a place of scarcity. I was coming from a place of, like, do I really believe in myself? And I went back to my hotel room and I really considered it. It was like all these breakout sessions, all this different stuff, all this different exposure, everything I was looking for. And I honestly, Scott, I sat there and I went, God, that's a lot of money, you know, for me, you know, being homeless and And I'm like, I simply asked myself this question. I said, if you can't take, or can you take the $5,000 investment and with all the passion that you have for coaching and everything else, could you possibly make $5,001 out of that experience? If you take all the stuff that you learn, all the people that you meet for that entire year, you know, if you want to be a coach and a speaker, if you can't take that and make an extra dollar out of your investment, you're an idiot and you shouldn't be following your dreams. I wrote the check and sent it. And I was in the mastermind for 3 years and it was an amazing experience. It was great. I met a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, I understand that. But when you do that, there's some sort of, you know, there's that agreement that goes on in your brain. Like, I just made that investment myself. So now I have to make it happen. And that's the beautiful thing, is that once you do that, you have skin in the game and then you can have that outcome. So for me, it was, you know, at first I was like scared to death to spend that much money. But I know people are in $25,000 masterminds. They're like, $5,000. What was in that? You know, it was kind of weird. I was like, oh, that was a lot. But at the same time, if I had not made that investment, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you right now. So I know the chain of events of everything. If I put it all back together, I could probably put together why I'm here talking to you right now, because I did that.
Yeah, and I can remember the same things. I remember the National Speakers Association. Before I ever got on the stage, I'm like, I need to be around speakers. I need to be amplified. I need to step up. So I throw 1,000 on that, and then there's this breakout group that I want to be in. It's another $200, and then there's this course. It's $1,200, and all of a sudden I'm out like $5,000. Same thing, and I'm like, the hell am I doing, Chris? This is exactly. I'll tell you this. I don't know if I've ever told you this story. So in doing that, all of a sudden, like a week later, I get a phone call, and somebody says, can you do a speech? You know, I need somebody in Austin. So I ended up getting a speech for like $3,000 and $3,500, covered everything pretty much one time, because someone couldn't make their airplane and was looking for a speaker in Austin, found me in the directory at NSA. Like 2 weeks later, the person who was the chairperson for all the educators for the National Speakers Association, like this was like big role in the NSA. She had asked me, because she's like my energy, said, I'd like you to be the VP of all the chair people, I mean, all the educators. Wow. And so she ends up saying she can't do anymore. So within like a minute, I'm the chairperson for educators with the National Speakers Association. I'm getting high level deals. And it was all just because I just put myself out. I mean, this stuff goes, I mean, we never even talked about this. I actually forgot about this because you know what it is? We know this stuff is so true that it becomes second nature. But none of like that all happened because I said, I am a great speaker. I am good enough. People need my message. And I went and invested. 2 minutes later, it happened. Literally 2 minutes later. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, on one of the speakers bureaus I work with, Speaker Match, I have more speeches from that than probably anybody else on that platform because I did it right. I invested in it. I built the thing out right. So people constantly call me from it. And that's literally just the initial investment. If you do it half-assed and somebody else did it right, what happens? Everybody sees the person who did it right. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this isn't rocket science. It's for you or it's not for you. The people who do this are going to come out tenfold ahead. We're giving you every single tool that we've got in our tool belt and then some. Plus, you're going to get the accountability coaching. So there's going to be some reciprocal learning between all of us and growth within that. And it's a no-brainer. I mean, it really is.
It is. I mean, especially at the time. And thanks for sharing that, Scott. I mean, it's so important. You just have to keep moving. You have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And when you get to that point where you're like, maybe, that's the point where you just say, shut up, mind, and you just go for it. And you just free fall into that. Because again, looking at 2020, it's a year of introspection, growth, change, adaptability, any of those adjectives that you want to use. But, for me, 2021, like I said, starting that new fitness regimen I'm going to do in September 2nd until Thanksgiving, which is going to be, that's going to be fun. But again, I'm investing in myself and I'm putting all the excuses aside to what I have to do to make up for what 2020 wasn't in 2021. So I want to hit 2021, be out there, speaking and doing stuff and just connecting with people and just rocking it even more. So I know that that's what I have to do. I have to make that investment, that sacrifice of, short-term gratifications, all those things. We have to push ourselves even stronger, harder, better, to be more prepared for whatever's next. And that's what we bring to the table for you guys, is the fact that you got no excuses coaching, you got Go Love coaching. One of these lives, I'll break out my it's actually, I almost said tattooed to my desk, but it kind of is. I have this thing called a genius model in my coaching program, and it goes through all these different phases. So incorporating all of that into the no excuses type of lifestyle and the unstoppable type of lifestyle and being able to get past yourself. I mean, you have to ask yourself, guys, number one, what would my life look and feel like if I had, 50% more confidence? What would my life look and feel like if I wasn't so afraid of X, Y, and Z? What would my life look and feel like if I had the confidence to go approach somebody, if I had the confidence to go talk to my boss, if I had the confidence to go get that big account? What would my life look and feel like? I mean, isn't that right? I mean, that's the way I look at it.
It's so beyond comprehension and so simple at the same time. Like, one of the things that we do as human beings is we make things so complex and we say, I'm so far removed from that success. And literally that's all a story that you've told yourself. And it's really hard to trust that until you jump. I mean, you've said it a million times, because right now you can say, how could I possibly get this amazing job? Because there's 10 other people ahead of me. I've been here forever. I'm never going to get the job, or this person will never like me because I'm not good enough for them. And you've told yourself a story. Here's the thing. You've defined a specific path that has roadblocks. So you keep going at it and you fail intentionally. The universe is going to give you a simple way to walk around that once you fall in love with yourself. Like, literally here's what's going to happen. You're going to do this. You're going to take your fears and you're going to use those fears as a foundation or catalyst to jump. You're going to jump into love and build everything from a space of love. So right now, the illusion you have that you can't get the job because you see the pathway to get it, I'm telling you right now, that was the wrong pathway. Suddenly, a path is going to show up and you're going to go, was that always there? And here's the answer. Yes, you can't see it because your eyes are not open yet. That's it. It's literally that simple. But to explain that until you live it is just us talking. You've got to trust us and jump in. If you've listened to us enough, you believe in us, you trust us, you like our energy, anything good, and more importantly, if you trust and love yourself, do it. You will benefit from it. I promise. It's that simple.
Simple as that. Bam.
Simple as that.
So if you guys, whoever's, I know you guys are on here watching. So if you're interested in this, please reach out to either Scott or myself and we'll send you out the link. We'll be posting the link shortly to take our signups on that. We're just finishing that up. But again, think about what it is that you want to accomplish in your life and who it is that you want on your side to help you get there. And both Scott and I, are fully probably most passionate coaches that I know that are probably half the time more invested in the client and the customer than they are in them of themselves. But again, if you guys have questions for us, if you have like, I want to work on this particular issue, or what would this look like, or can we do this, or any questions you guys have for us, obviously you can always ask them here in the chat section. But if you feel more comfortable, Scott and I could have a private, video session with you and just kind of talk about that, do an exploratory session and see if this is something that's right for you. We don't want people making the wrong investment, the wrong decision at the wrong time. So if you're feel uncertain about this, Scott and I will sit down with you privately and just talk about it and see what it is to make sure that you will get the results that you want out of this for your investment. Because we know, we're literally guaranteed you will not be the same person after you come out of this program, because your mindset's going to be totally different. And that's a beautiful thing, but that's also a thing that is a bit scary, because then you have to go act on those things, and that sometimes involves other situations in your life. But we're going to build up your confidence and build you up with tools to be able to handle those situations effectively, so that they're not win-lose situations, they're win-win situations for whatever it is you have to deal with. So we encourage you to reach out to us, and we really want you guys there. We want 12 passionate people who are truly invested in the fact that they want this to be fun. They want it to be engaging. Of course, there's going to be tears, and there's going to be situations that are going to go on either in front of us or behind the scenes. That's part of the growth process, but we're going to be here with you the entire time.
And it's going to be amazing. There's no question. And here's the deal. Like Chris said, you're going to have spaces in the middle where you're uncomfortable and it doesn't feel good. But think of 12 weeks, okay? Visualize 12 weeks in your entire existence. If you sit and do things status quo, that 12 weeks is going to fly by. It's just going to be like, so why not put a little investment in it and know the outcome? The outcome is you are going to work through, think of this, all those things that you're attached to that are holding you back: lack of forgiveness of self, lack of forgiveness of others, beliefs that are no longer serving you, an unwillingness to rise up and find your resilience. All these things, once you sever relationships with these things and you free yourself and you cleanse the lens so that you're listening, observing, voicing, and empathizing more deeply. Just listen to that without even deeply understanding what we're going to teach you yet. There's no way that you will walk out of this anything less than amazing. Like, I actually wish we could fast forward to 12 weeks right now, so everybody would be jumping around going, I can't believe this. I can't believe that I feel this good.
No, I don't want it to be over. I remember when I was in a couple of them, I didn't like, it's over already.
That's the thing with this one too, though. And then that's like what I've been saying is, as I'm teaching it, I'm noticing that the toolkit is getting sharper. Like it's almost like auto sharpening, like you have saws or knives. They auto sharpen while they're in the holsters. You pull them out because you're using them so much, and you can't avoid using them, because these tools were built for every part of life. So is somebody going to piss you off and hurt you today? Yes. How quickly you forgive them decides how quickly you move on, right? So you're going to use that one. Eliminating beliefs that no longer serve you. Every single day something shows up that I'm like, oh man, I was completely wrong about that. So I walk away from that belief, I adjust it, and I move on. Like, we're using these all day long, and all we're doing is giving you a systematic method to be able to access things quickly and make good use of them. That's it. It's kind of like having a hardware store in your belt and you're trying to build a house. We're giving you that to build a better life.
That's a great analogy, dude.
But it's not as heavy. It's not that heavy.
Yeah. you got the construction plumber's butt crack though.
It's made of like titanium, some light stuff like carbon fiber. I think it's made of carbon fiber. So you're okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Jose Morera says hello. Chris and Scott. Cindy says what's up, Christy Jones. Cindy, thank you guys all for being here. Larry Schneider, Christine Jackson Elder, what's happening? You guys are all fantastic. We really love and appreciate each and every one of you, whether you get in the program or you're not. Don't have any feeling like, oh my God, this is just something that he and I put together that we're like, what can we do to serve our community? What can we do to help build them and lift them up to the places that we are, and help take all of our combined experiences and coaching and life and everything else that we've gone through and kind of pour that into 12 people that can really take that and go make shifts and changes in their own areas and kind of bleed that out, to bring more positivity and more light to this world. And the thing I'll end with, Scott, is that, in my life, I've had coaches, and I could honestly say, again, I don't know where my mindset would be this year had I not had my coach last year. We've talked about it before. I don't know if I would be as positive. I don't know if I'd be a obliterating wreck trying to figure everything out and trying to make everything perfect. And she gave me so many tools that, I'm not perfect, but I can go to that. Okay, hey, am I distancing myself from my emotions? And I remember all the things that she says. I'm like, okay, just gotta recenter. I just gotta do that. The work has been done. Now it's just, making sure it sticks. But again, I'm so thankful for that, because I don't know where I would be this year. Again, maybe not even sitting here with you. I may have been crawled up in a ball going, oh my God, the world's going to hell. It's like, no, it's all right. It's all going to work out. It's going to be fine. It's going to be great. But
heaven starts on the inside, bro. So you can't go to hell if you started on the inside.
Yes. So you, damn, I was going to say, something about your show.
Oh, when I was talking to Vic, or?
Yeah. So when is that coming up?
So next week we've got Arvin Poole, and we're going to be talking a little bit about business, and it's just more of, kind of working your way up the ladder, asking for raises, valuing yourself, things like that. Like, how do I function in the workplace today? So that'll be a cool show. Then we've got the week after that is Wallace Johnson, and he just wrote a book called 2020 Vision. That's a play on words, like correct vision and also the year 2020. And he wrote it from raps and poetry that he's written over the course of his life. He's an ex-running back. Was a college football player, super good guy. And he's seen a lot of racism, a lot of things going on. So he wrote that book. Then we've got Vic Vizell, and he's going to be 2 shows, actually, because we just recorded for like an hour and a half. So I'm sure we're going to split that into 2. And you're going to learn all about his experience as the district attorney in Waco, who uncovered the reality that a lot of sheriffs and a lot of police officers were lying about what was really going on in the world, because they were framing people for specific like murders and all kinds of stuff just to put these things to bed. So they were getting people to admit to stuff or framing them so they could, tell this person in town, hey, we know who killed your daughter or whatever, because they wanted to just close cases. He figured that out, and he went through some hell because of that. And he talks about how he got through it through meditation and advancing his consciousness and raising his vibration. Guy is brilliant. So the next few shows are going to be super worth listening to.
That sounds fascinating. That sounds super fascinating. My wife might actually listen to that when she's into that all cold crime cases and murder.
He was, dude. I was interviewing him, and I was really like wanted to lean more towards into his raising consciousness, but he was telling me all the details. I almost felt like I was the Netflix guy, because he did his own Netflix show. He's got a show, Confession Killers, that took 5 years to film. And when he was talking to me, I was like, man, I feel like this should be the show, because I heard him on the show. I liked the interview better than the show, maybe because we were connecting. So when he was telling me, like, the passion I was getting from him with me felt better than the show itself. So I was like, do you think we should get a job with Netflix or something?
You never know. You never know. You never know. We could be on Netflix. We could be on CNN. Who knows?
Hopefully it's for something good.
Could you imagine? I'm going to be Chris Cuomo now. I can't say that. My wife loves him, but she never watches my shit anyway, so it's all right.
You're safe.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. What's up? Hey, Zeus Ortiz, the rock star. Yeah, man, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. It sounds like you got it dialed in. My show, Raw and Unscripted, I'm not as planned and as organized. So, I mean, the one thing I just want to share with everybody who's watching this either now or on the replay is the show I did Tuesday night with Jose Morera, who I think was on here, nice to be on here. What a fantastic show. I'm getting so much great feedback on that episode, with Jose's vulnerability and talking about where he's been and where he's going and what he's doing and all the different, peaks and valleys that he's gone through, and where especially where his mindset is today has just been phenomenal. And then I've got another guy coming up probably in a couple of weeks. Some guy, you may know him, is Travis B. Barton. Travis Barton. Now we're gonna have Travis Barton on the Raw and Unscripted show. That's really cool. We're gonna be talking about his brand new book. We're gonna be doing that. We got another guy named Mark Charlton. He's in a men's group that I'm in. Fantastic. We call him Coach Mark. Phenomenal dude. You want to talk about packages? That sounds bad.
Yeah, let's just move on from that. That was really.
We were on a group last night. He's putting together, and I was thinking of you for this, but I really can't do it. It's August 28th and 29th. It's 2 days. He's inviting a group of men to work with this other guy who's this high profile coach that works with a bunch of athletes and stuff like that. It's 2 days of basically, I think I get the impression of punishing you through a bunch of stuff to kind of get you to come to be the real person that you are. And it's only $997 for 2 days. It's up in Portland, Oregon, but with COVID and everything else, I can't fly. I mean, otherwise I would come out to Austin and hang out with you. but yeah, there's just so many different opportunities. But Mark is going to be on the show too. And he is such an impactful dude. I mean, he's been through a lot, again, just like us, vulnerable. He's like, that's why you put that group together. He's like, you guys are all vulnerable and real and da-da-da. I'm like, holy crap, I've been looking for the same group of guys too. So Mark's going to be on the show.
Is that the Mankind Project that he's talking about?
The what?
Mankind Project?
No, this is something else. What? Up in Oregon?
Yeah, it's not called the Mankind Project, right?
He did not say. I don't remember if he said what it was called.
Find out what it's called, because it sounds like you're explaining the Mankind Project, and I bet I've already done it. It's incredible. It's very interesting. Very interesting. I would recommend you do it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't do it right now, but
well, you don't have to do it right now. It goes on forever. It's infinite. There's
he was saying this is like Coach Mark put this together. He's investing a bunch of money of his own to get these two coaches there. So it's like a private thing they're trying to do. But apparently the leader of it might be that one. I can't remember his name. He was an interesting dude. He was like, oh, he was like me on steroids. He was just like, oh, fuck this, blah, blah. But it was very cool. You could see how it'd be a growth opportunity. Nice. But again, my point was that Mark's going to be on the show and sharing some of that stuff. But yeah, exciting stuff we have coming up. Our Friday night live shows, and again, we just thank you guys all for being with us. And if you guys ever need anything, reach out to us, as well. One thing we didn't mention about this, Scott, is that we know that, finances are tough for people. So we are accepting scholarships, for some people who, are really interested in doing this, and they're able to, help offset some things and help Scott and I out with some things. So if you're interested in that, obviously reach out to either one of us and we'll be happy to talk to you about that. But we want to be able to give back to you as well, and just create just an amazing opportunity for all of us, not just for you guys, but for us too. We all need this. We need a group of love. And we just need to have the right focus and the right intention to finish out this year. We're going to still be going through a lot together in the world. And for me, and I know for Scott, it's just a way to get our focus like primed, okay, 2021, we're going to nail it. Whatever comes up, we're going to be able to nail it. We're going to nail it together. So, I love you, brother. I think it's awesome. Anything else to add?
Love you guys. Love you, Chris.
Cool.
Beautiful day. Let's go get out in it.
Let's go get it. Peace out. Rock on. Rock on with your bad.